Welcome, Dr. Amitha. Over to you, ma'am.
I'm so privileged to be here this morning with you all. It's morning for me, by the way. It's 7:15 p.m. a.m. right now. Okay, so you have seen my title, We Teach Who We Are. Just want to unpack that before you today. There's a saying, proverbial saying, style is the man. Style is the man himself. And if that is so, I would say a teacher's style then becomes who the teacher is. I hope you agree. And by the end of this session with me, I hope to convey that message. We define learning as change in behavior, change in thinking, change in long-term memory. In that case, teaching is and should be not just providing knowledge, but developing thinking skills. And I would say critical thinking skills. Every one of us would agree with that. In my talk, however, I want to go one step further to say that teaching critical thinking skills again is not just inculcating another set of skills, but developing an intellectual character, developing the virtues of mind. I think actually from what Guptaji spoke and what Professor Mohan Raj spoke, and our chief speaker spoke also, this thing came through actually. We are developing morality. We are developing the mind, they said. Therefore, what is it that the teacher conveys or passes on? It is himself or herself, not just knowledge, not just skills. So what are these intellectual traits? These are intellectual traits: integrity, humility, fair-mindedness, empathy, courage, and perseverance. We could add to these. So what is intellectual integrity? Before my timer goes off, I would, quickly define each of these. Intellectual integrity is being able to identify inconsistencies in your own thinking. Even if you are a teacher, there might be times when you're inconsistent with your own thinking. So if you have intellectual integrity, you'll be able to identify that in your thinking. Intellectual humility. By the way, teacher is supposed to be the knower, guru. But to what extent is that possible? We need to be free from egocentric bias. We need to be free from prejudice by being humble. If we are able to identify the limitations of one's own point of view, we have this characteristic or trait of intellectual humility. The next one covered intellectual integrity and humility. The next one is intellectual fair-mindedness, being able to consider a situation from multiple perspectives. Intellectual empathy, being able to genuinely understand and reconstruct others' reasoning. And intellectual courage, being able to stand to your own thinking, even in the face of adversity. And finally, intellectual perseverance, being able to think through the complexities of deep issues, even if there is adversity. So teaching is one profession that creates all professions. Wow. Why and how? Because we are in the business of not just developing skills, but developing teachers in every other field. There's a teacher in everyone. There's a teacher in everyone, and teachers build that skill and ability. Thank you, and happy teaching, everyone. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Education does not mean teaching people. Education does not mean teaching people what they do not know. It means teaching them to behave the way they do not behave. That's the essence of your beautiful thoughts. Thank you, Dr. Amitha. It was very